Happy December to us all, blimey. Another 12 vacuums in 12 months has nearly come to an end. But vacuum number 11, the AEG, is done. It's time to stop using it, see how well it fared, check that the bag hasn't exploded, go through all of the cordless vacuums, and we have one to fix. And then have a look at the vacuum that, well, we got out the loft yesterday to use for December. Let's have a look. Yes, hello, my vacuum cleaner chums. How are you today? Have you had a good November? Whew, mine's been really busy, but it's over now and it is time for December. And this has been lovely to use. Again, nice, big, lazy motor, producing a ton of airflow. As you can see, the power control has just been in the 750 watt setting. It made a little bit less of a vibratory thing than on E, so I just turned it up until the noise stopped, and that's been all I'm using it with. These ones, I mean, I guess if I had wall-to-wall carpeting, I might have not liked them as much, but they're not that bendy. If you've used plastic vacuum cleaner ones, you know that some can be pretty awful. These, I mean, the floor head's flexing more than the ones do, so that's pretty nice. Just goes to show you that, you know, premium low-end vacuum cleaners can still have all right tools. The floor head, well, it is a nice head, as you can tell from the way, because the brushes come down over the front and back of the thing. They get filthy because they get all the lint first and then they hang on to it, and it doesn't always go into the machine. I've had to sort of attack things from an angle, or, you know, go backwards, go over it, and then pull it back. It's, you know, but it's been okay. I mean, it works. Problem with these AEG heads is that it all gets just a little bit loose and wobbly, you know, all around. But you can tell, look, because I've got tape around this one already just to hold that in there. It's a shame because the Vampyr head is lovely, but does suffer from that issue. My hose has remained break free. I think the problem is people drop these outside of the machine and it snaps off one of those tabs, and as soon as you snap off one of those tabs, that's it. Game over. Our very basic hose end has just the right angle to it. It's, again, very comfortable to hold. Not quite as nice as their swivelly neck ones that AEGs have, but still pretty decent all round. And then we have the main machine itself, which has survived okay. I've been a little bit careful with these wheels. Again, these wheels can snap off and you don't get replacements, and yeah, you can tell they're a little bit wobbly. So where I've had to turn the machine, I've tried to, you know, at least move it myself, not let it drag the wheels across the floor, because that's where the damage happens. Otherwise, I have just vacuumed with it. So inside of here, I'm looking up here and there is none. Tiny amount, I don't know really, I'm still going to say none for now. Dirt, if we lift, are quite full, although there's a video coming up in December where we test various carpet sweepers, and you'll see it's probably where a lot of this came from. But wow, and spoiler alert, there's a lot of flour in that. If I can do it without snapping this, there is nothing. That is spotless. My goodness, these bags work well. They're on eBay. They're not that expensive either. Oh, now taking it out, this isn't going to close, because that's what these do. These need to be moved. But what I'll do is, no, I can't even take. I just need to get rid of. Actually, just this side. So you push it back in. That's how you HEPA flow bodge one of these. You can buy those fancy bags, but also you can just stick a heavy bag on the bottom of this bit and like take those out or shut the lid, and then your AEG works well. And yeah, this has worked well too. I can see why these went on for years and years and years, and I can almost see why there's not many left now. These are quite rare in terms of vacuum cleaner. I think it's simply because they were just used until they really were scrap, you know, physically broken physically not working, you know, that they didn't survive because they were just used for 10 hard years and then upgraded, which is fairly much what a vacuum cleaner should be. Lovely. Right, so that is the AEG done. Let's have a look at what I have got down from the loft for me to use in December. The machine that I would like to use for December is in the box that the Victor V9 came in. I kept it all this time, and it's a little bit bashed up now because it's had, well, actually this vacuum cleaner in it. I think it's the entire time I've had it. What vacuum cleaner is this? Well, there is a copy of a Numatic free flow floor head. Got to say that after 6 times. There is an hose. Oh good, there are some ones because I didn't actually look that closely to check that everything was in here. Oh, look at that there. We have all of that. What else is in this box? Well, for some reason there are 2 upholstery tools, one old and one new. I don't know why I popped them in there. Oh, this is the one that doesn't work very well. Then there's a single pedal floor head. It suffers from, the brushes don't quite always go down properly. These can suffer from that when they're a bit bashed up. You see how that's just not dropped down and is now sitting proud? Yeah, they do that when they get worn. It's a bit of a shame really, but there's a double taper adapter as well. How handy. What is in this box is my birth year 1987 NV200, the one that says Beko 1987 on it. Yeah, I thought we'd get him down. We haven't really used him since we've modified him, have we? I hope I left the cable in. I did leave the cable in here. Excellent. Did we leave a bag in here? We did. Fantastic. Oh, look, there's his internalised look. This one has eyes inside and out. Yeah, my 1987 NV200. Uh-oh. Oh, why is that just falling out? Let's just, you know, if it happens once, I could have just not put it together properly when we refurbished it. Let's just see if it happens again. Pop the original red filter back into place. Pop the top on. I forgot he had the stickers. Yeah, look, there's his rear sticker. I didn't put these on. These were on there when I got him. And then the one that he actually should be, he should say Numatic on it. But he doesn't. He's all bashed up and a bit cracked. But this is actually going to be a bit handier because, yeah, A, I don't have a massive long cable. B, I don't have to store him with a massive long cable poking out. So that works well. And in theory, he should just work. Yeah! I actually remember what motor he's got in. Oh, he's got the one from Benchy. Only because I found his original motor the other day, but I don't think it works very well. Yeah, that's right, this is Benchy's motor. Oh, good old Benchy. I mean, the Victor V9 is a lot easier to use, clean out, store, but has more airflow. Oh no, why are you not? Uh-oh. Whoa, that's cross-threading, and I don't want to do that. So I'm going to get the hose on properly, and I'm not going to use this floor head. I do want to use this one. So let's get it set up and do some floor cleaning. Right, well, this hose is about 3 foot too long for my knees. He's pretty much just going to be a central vac. I think I could do the entire flipping room with him sat outside. But well, this is very tiny until it cramps down. But it does get all the bits up. that is the bird cage all cleaned out with the Numatic. He's a bit warm. Bench always used to run a bit warm, but he seems to be smoothing out. Let's move on to the cordlesses. And well, Charlie managed to get hold of the Greenote when he was doing one of those, you know, smash the plaster of Paris dinosaur egg to get the little toy out. And yeah, well, I mean, he used it for its intended purpose. Probably the dirtiest it's ever been, and yeah, it now is in need of a good wash out. But yeah, there's the little external filter, there's the little internal filter, and you know what, inside stays pretty much clean. Fine, let's just vacuum the worst off. The switch now, vacuum that off, and then I'm going to leave that where it is, and then you know what, that and this, because this is quite grim now. It's yeah, full of yuck and damp and whatnot. That can all be washed and be lovely and shiny again. What's probably also going to be washed this month is the filter for the Klarpul, because it is a little bit full. Let's just check the head first. And you know what, still nothing's breaking, falling apart, peeling. What there is some hair, because these little combs are just not quite tall enough to really grab all of the hair. I mean, you can see this, it's only my daughter. I don't have, well, I do have hair at the minute, but mine doesn't fall out very much. So I'm going to blame my daughter. So we'll get that all picked off and ready to receive a good vacuuming in a minute when we look at this, the bin. So yeah, the filter is definitely in need of a good washing this month. That is, I mean, the other side's still spotless. I mean, he's doing its duty. I cannot deny it that. And it does get less saturated than others. This I did have to vacuum off the other week. I will admit to that. I had to clean the entire thing out because it was filthy. But then I carried on using it. So we are, again, full of dirt. Again, the shroud, this is what clogs it up more. The shroud gets clogged. And then you have to clean the whole thing out. But inside, not too bad. But an entire month of fairly heavy use. Let's get most of it vacuumed up. And with that, it's all a lot cleaner. But I am still going to now wash all of this and this. You know what, maybe we should also wash this. We won't wash the actual bearing. But we'll give this a clean as well, because yeah, it's all getting a bit grimy from a couple of weeks of being used to pick up wet, damp things where they get tracked in through the house. That's just a little side effect, really. It's nice that you can go to the effort to actually clean it. We don't want to wash these bits though, so just these, which is cool. So you take my word for it, I'm going to get this all washed and dried, and then by tomorrow, and the day after, it'll be all back together and I can use it. Fantastic. nice bit of cordless vacuum maintenance. The next thing that we need to look at are the robots, because I think we're going to change again. On to the autonomous members of the fleet for this month. And first off, the Vorwerk VR100, which has, no, the filter fell out, has done pretty well, although emptying it is a faff, because this filter doesn't really fit properly. But oh my goodness, that is full and it hasn't triggered any warning. I think this is too dumb to have a warning. Oh yes, oops. It's a bit fully clogged. This is the problem with this generation. You have to look at it constantly. If you just left this for another month, oh yeah, oh look, it's a bit of a Haribo packet. Well, that would explain why. We may as well carry on just a little bit, because if I remember rightly, this had tremendous issues with the hair wrapping around the brush roll, but this one seems okay. Where it is wrapped around is in the middle here, and that is quite bad. So yeah, that's going to need a fair bit of clean-up, but for such a prehistoric old, I mean, this isn't a new machine at all. This is a Neato XV from the Victorian era, and the brush roll on it is just so good. It does pick up a tremendous amount. This filter does seem to have worked by the fact that it doesn't fit the machine enough to stay on when you empty it. And now we can make the MV200 om nom nom this dirt. Just vacuumed up the side brush. Oh no. That will ruin the bag now. Oh, poo. Hang on. I should be able to feel it, because there's not going to be a lot in this bag. Oh. Where are you? Uh-oh. Well, I'm going to feel around and get this side brush back out of the bag. Oh no. I hope it hit the bag and it's not stuck in the hose. Found it. Oh, come on. Oh, it was there. Where's it gone? There. Right. There we go. Maybe bagless was a good idea, especially when you're stupid enough to clean up bits of your robot hoover. Right, that can go up there, well out of the way. Time to have a look at the Dreame now. Let's take it off of its dock, because we've not looked at the dock in a little while. It sits right underneath a piece of furniture very nicely, and ooh, bag is getting a little bit full. I think it's actually, it wasn't fully unfolded. There we go. Oh, there's a couple of months left in there. I reckon March will change that. That's when I think I'm going to look next. What do you think? Do you reckon that'll last until March? I think it should. We're going to give it all just a nice wipe down, just with some glass cleaner, because it does sit there. It doesn't get cleaned by the machine, it just gets dusty. And the machine just goes on it, off it, on it, off it. What's underneath looking like? Oh yeah, look, you can see where all the dirt has to flow through all of the channels. That's lovely. Alright, so dock is probably fine. Put that on the Vorwerk. Let's have a look at the Dreame itself. And well, first of all, it's very dusty. Oh God, it's incredibly dusty. Again, he goes around every weekday 10 a.m. on the dot. Let's open him up first. Check in here, which should be empty because it gets emptied pretty much every time it goes round. And yeah, that is fine in there. I just noticed it's flipping clogged up as well. I'll have a look at that in a second. But what has our new filter been like? Wow, there is certainly a lot of dust that again hasn't come off with the self-emptying. Is it going to come off with some pneumatic power? Oh yeah. I think that's fine. I'm going to give all of this a vacuum off, then we'll have a look at that. Right, what has got caught inside of the Dreame, and how has our brush roll fared already? I can tell not great. Right, it's all, oh gosh, a month. That is destroyed. Oh dear. Well, it'll probably go another month. What was this all about? Ah, and little metal twisty tie. That's probably fair enough. That probably would be too much for it. Bless it. Let's take the brush off and put it out the way before I vacuum it up. And yeah, we'll give all of this a good clean out. There we go, that is the Dreame all clean once more. Let's see just how much worse that brush roll gets next month. So that's there. This is here, and I like this, but it's not the same as a round one. I have been missing the lovely iRobot Roomba, my American one, that we've had broken, fixed, and then the battery sadly died. Or was too dead to be of much use. Well, earlier this month, very kind subscriber and friend of the channel sent me a new battery for it, finally, so we can get it in. And because this does, I mean, that was impressive. That was good cleaning, but there wasn't much grit and fine dust, dirt. I think this does get that out better, and it's nicer with it turning. This gets caught around the edges and stuff, and it has to sort of, it backs itself up and then flops down and then carries on, and it's fine. It obviously works, but it is very primitive. But yeah, it's nice to have this. I don't think I want to sell it because it works really well. It's not connected at all, and that is going to be its saving grace. Oh yeah, this thing is going to kill this eventually, and maybe this, because iRobot are very close to death at the time of filming this video. Right, I'm going to get the battery swapped, and that's fairly simple. There's just 2 capture screws under here. This comes out, and I've already taken the old battery out because I didn't want it to just sit there breaking itself more, is that the right word? And the new one just drops straight in. There we go. Oh, it's alive. 67 milliamp hours. I don't know if that's good or bad. Again, the old one was fine until it wasn't. So we'll see how long this one lasts. December 2025. We'll see when it then stops being able to do a full clean of only my upstairs. Oh, it's alive. Probably not going to be able to do any cleaning because it's probably now freaking out because it can't find the app. There we go. Ah. If we block it in with everything, it has no choice. Oh. It's just got more power. That motor is so much better. Hello. No, you don't want to go up there. Yeah, that would just be lumping and bumping around. just like this. And the Vorwerk has no brain, so it has to go around the edge now, whereas this does do a map. It's quite funny really, but yeah, where the Vorwerk can't turn as well, the Roomba can spin on itself, and it's far better. I'll just back into the Vorwerk into the corner. Lovely. They work fine. I mean, probably I'm just going to treat this as an excuse to give this a really good exercise of its batteries, because that's the most important thing, really. And I haven't got the space to have too many out. Oh, I guess I could, couldn't I? I could have this running out. I could have one running out of my bedroom, one running out of the kids' bedroom, and it might be a laugh. It's probably a little bit pointless, though. Get the dust off after a good while of being sat. Yeah, I don't know really. This one has its screen, which is nice, so we can stop the cleaning now. There we go. What do you reckon? Should I keep two of them out for a month and we'll see how much they pick up between them? Let me know down below. But yeah, wow, 3 robots. I sold the VR300 now. Sold that last month. A guy came immediately to pick it up and seemed incredibly happy. So that's good. Problem with these, you don't use them, you've got to keep the batteries topped up. I might sell the janky old Nito bot vacs as well, because they're just sitting there doing nothing. But these all work well. This can carry on downstairs. This and this can go upstairs. The Beko 1987 will do all else, and when the Klarpul and the small Greenote are dry, they will be good as well. And yeah, throughout all of this, literally I've been filming this for about 4 hours on and off, this has continued to light up the bottom of the scene fine. I have noticed it does do what a lot of these can do and sort of dim down almost immediately after turning it on, especially if they've been on a while. But it's still bright enough. We've only lost 1 bar there. And yeah, it's, you know, very nice indeed. It just sits there providing just a little bit of fill light, which hopefully might make a difference. So yeah, thank you very much, Dancing Ball, for sending that over. This was gifted to me by a subscriber. This was gifted to me by a subscriber. I bought these out of my own money, so I'm not a complete sellout, but I do not mind a little gadgety gadget. Of course, Greenote gave us this, and I've already put the Klarpul away. So yeah, I think we strike a decent balance on this channel. Let me know down below. But what are you using for December? Because I've not done any decoration stuff yet. I need to start moving furniture around in order to make space for the tree, let alone put the flipping thing up. So having a Numatic is going to be quite handy, although the MBV 190 would have coped fine, but it's not a vintage Henry, and that's always the key. Yeah, what are you going to use for your Christmas festivities? Do let me know in the comments down below. And until the next video in January, blimey, 2026, I and these will see you soon. Bye bye.